Okay. Hope everybody's having a fun day today. Back again with another card. Going to be doing ArchAngel from the X-Men. Running a little bit of a poll here to figure out what's going on. Get some voting ideas for what you guys want to see. I've given you two card options here. Full torso version and head bust. So before I start drawing here, I'm going to give it a minute or so before I start. That way you guys can get a chance to vote on the picture and find out which one we're going to go with, whether it be full body or the head bust. So hang tight with me for just a minute here on that one, and we're going to rack it up and see how it goes. And then I'm going to start drawing. So I'm going to pop up another Facebook window here so I can see how it's going. I kind of hit everybody over the head with this one, so I'm expecting them to take a minute. It looks like it's tied up right now, 4-4. I've got 2 by message request because they didn't know exactly how to vote, and then I got 4 of you guys on the actual post, so we're going to go ahead and go with it. I think we're going to get I think we're going to go ahead and go with the body shot. So we're going to go from there. Hey Brent, you want to throw down your vote real quick in the comments to see whether we're going to do the bust shot or the full body? We need one more to tie break it, man. We've got 8 on right now. We've got 4 on the line, 4 on the image, and we're going to see who gets to go with it. You got a suggestion? I'm going to check this thing one more time to see here before we go. Like I said, I kind of jumped it down on everybody. With everything going on, and did it kind of quick, which I normally don't do. I like to give a little more time on these things, but let's see, because I want to go ahead and get underway. All right, I'm going to go ahead and call it the body here and go for it. Move my mouse over here. So we can get this moving. I normally give, like I said, I normally give a little more time for those kind of things, but today I was trying to get this knocked out and get it moving fairly quick. So we are going to go with the body card. And get it fleshed in here real quick. The only problem with this one is it's going to be really tiny, but it'll be fun too, so it'll give it a chance to show a lot more action. Just fleshing this out a little more. where you guys can see it a little better. So, with that done, I'm going to draw in curvy knees. Going to do the squiggle. But, yeah, this character is phenomenal. He is used and abused in way more ways than most characters are. And he's come back 4 or 5 different ways now. I mean, he's gone back and forth from the ArchAngel, Angel of Death, from the Four Horsemen, after being the original Angel in the X-Men series, back to the Fallen Angel. He's gone back into the ArchAngel, where he was an X-Man for a while, and then the X-Force incarnation now with the weird black and gray team running around. It's just, this character's been all over the place and run through the ringer. His wings are very easy to do because they're biomech, which means organic technology. And they come off very, very easily. I'm going to go ahead and cut these in before I do the costume itself. That way we get them in place. As required. It's always funny to me to see how many people start squawking about this whenever I start drawing these characters, because everybody's been really, really supportive of these cards, but sometimes it gets interesting because people will go, well, why didn't you draw it this way, or can you draw me this one, or, you know, my sister likes this version, and it's just, you know, sorry if I don't get your incarnation of the card. It's just left open to interpretation. Give me some comments and some good feedback, and let me know, creative feedback on it, and let me know what you think, and I'll try to get you on the list for the cards that I have scheduled. I'll be more than happy to accommodate that if and when able. I'm so busy right now with the Firestorm Comics line that we're releasing, and then the YouTube channel that I've been talking about the last couple of days comes out this weekend, and yeah, it's just crazy stuff, man. We've got it everywhere right now. I'm not going to go too much into that forearm. I don't want to jack it up, because his forearms are weird. They don't go anatomically correct in most cases, because he had those he had his arms broken when he became the ArchAngel. Apocalypse broke his arms and his legs, and they didn't. Nobody ever draws him right anymore. So, kicking this out fairly quickly. Getting in the hard lines for him here. And I'm not going to draw in those abs, because we all know that blocks off because of the costume. I'm going to leave these legs open too. I don't want to mess with them too much. I'm just going to put in some base lines here and go from there. A lot of people overdevelop that little muscle there on the top of the thigh. Don't do that, because editors will spank you hard for it, because it doesn't get overdeveloped. Unless you're specifically bodybuilding, a leaner muscular lifestyle will not allow for the development of those muscles as prominently as most people like to cut them in. So best to keep them slim and not shake the boat, because you rock the boat, you're going to get wet. But there we go. We got the outline going on. I'm going to go ahead and cut up into the head now so we can get into that. And I'm going old school with this. I am not going with a lot of the X-Force stuff that you guys will be looking for in detail. I won't be doing that. This is the purple and pink version, so we can go from there. Hey, thanks, Gabe. I appreciate it, man. Hey, Tom, you made it. Rusty's hanging out in there too today. That's cool. I appreciate you guys popping on. I know you got other stuff going on with your own comics and stuff. So let's cut right into this costume here and see if I can pull this off. So put in that wing there and that wing there. Cool. Alright, and we're done. Good night, folks. See you later. Seriously, this cuts across there. There are two of these, and we won't be able to see that one over there. It was supposed to be some kind of Egyptian angel hieroglyph kind of thing on his body, but the way Apocalypse was supposed to have symbolized who he was for the Horsemen, it was supposed to have gone into some, like I said, some Egyptian type of imagery and marker or whatever. A lot of people don't do it that way, but I like to, as close as possible. I like to come down here and make this marker, but I always slant it right there, and it ticks a lot of people off. It's like, it's not slanted, it's squared. But oh well. Hang with me. All right. We've got the centerpiece. We've got the wings on the side. We've got the wing on that side there. Now we're going to draw in this line right here, and I'm going to make it hard across the pelvis right there, just to make it symmetrical with him. And we're going to cut in that thigh piece. And because of the obliques sitting right there where the hips cut, on him you can actually cut that off and not leave it a solid line, and not mess with too many people's heads. Because a lot of editors will go, you cut the line, but most people are okay with it, because they're forgiving because of the fact that you cut into the line or whatever. This being a sketch card, I'm not really too concerned with it. I know professionalism, right? But in this case, I think it's pretty cool to just cut that down and be okay with it. And we're going to have this line go across here. Now when I ink this up, I'll clean all of these lines out so you guys can see that. But for purposes of expediency here and kicking this out, I'm going to go ahead and leave it. And a lot of people like to draw them all the way around the leg, but I don't. I cut them off in the front and make them go around the side of the thigh. I don't make them wrap all the way around, because it leaves, not to get too weird about it, but when you wrap them all the way around, it marks the top one right under his butt. It just makes it look weird. It's awkward. So, anyway, I'm going to mark the top of the feet here with this one since this foot's showing. Pop in the ankle, the calf muscle. And lo and behold, he's got a heel. So we'll leave that there. Now I'm going to do the cool part on his arm here. We're going to come down and I'm going to bubble that just a little bit to show the difference between the deltoid and the bicep. I'm going to put that block that runs around his arm right there and run that back up to make the rest of the crest on there. Put a little bit of that on this arm over here. So that's in place. And then of course we have the forearms where that stripe goes on down and comes into the forearm. A lot of people like to do this different ways. I like to cut them off as gauntlet gloves, you know, the forearm style, and leave the wrist with the blue or the purple depending on how you go about it, and leaving this the pinkish or red color. So alright, we've got that done, We're going to move up into the face now. Now, this is going to be tiny here, so I'm going to erase a lot of this. I'm going to lighten this up a little bit so that we can see more of the detail, because this is going to be so small. So, I'll go in super light here. I'm going to draw my center line so I don't screw it up. Now, Warren Worthington was supposed to be the cream of the crop in the X-Men, but when he became Archangel, he actually had a mutation and changed a little bit to where he stayed angry all the time. I mean, he was supposed to be like the pretty boy for the X-Men and the most elegant of all of them, and then he got grimacing when he was drawn in as Archangel. And I'm going to put in both points here. I like to put in the double point and then go across the nose old school like it's supposed to, and then draw that out. Drawing that ear here, and then I'll put the rest of the head and put in the stripes so you guys can see, because they come over the top like this from where they wrap around, and you'll see just the tip of that one right over there. I'm going to do a little fine line work right here on the jaw, and this is the band that goes around the back of the head and comes up over the top to make these two peaks. So now you have that in place. Now he kept his eyebrows. They stayed blonde and they contrasted the design with keeping them that way. So what we end up getting is this weird yellow eye demonic look. And I mean, he's basically the flying devil. It's pretty bad off. And like I said, I like the original swoops. They go up and show his forehead, where this goes down the middle of his nose, this peak, and peaks down on his face like that. Some people may not like it. Some people may really dig it. I don't know. That's just my personal favorite incarnation of him. So that's what we got. I gave you the chance to go with the bust. I'm sorry. I gave it to you. And I like to darken out right under the eyebrows, which is kind of weird because the brow's not that heavy. But on him, I like to blacken out the eyelids, because what happened was when Apocalypse changed him, the character actually got his face scorched, is what made him change and what made him turn blue. When he got hit with that bolt, it actually scorched his eyes, and he kept them that way, and it stayed. It stayed even later until when he was avenged and became Angel again and busted out of him and whatnot. And that we won't go into all that. But this is a very tiny version, so we're not going to detail that overkill. But there you guys go. I know that's small in comparison to most of these, but Yeah. And since we're doing this pretty quick, I won't do all of it, but I'll flesh this out for you. For the guys that voted, the guys and gals that voted for the bust, I'll flesh this out a little bit for you too while we're tinkering around, and give it a couple extra minutes so that you can see that. And get a little edge on that one too. So, bonus for you. But yeah, I think that's going to wrap that one up because I don't want to mess with that too much. And I'm going to keep this very simple, very clean, just kind of sketch it out. And give you a little added bonus with this one today. So I'm going to set that one, I'll set this one up here into the ruler so it doesn't fly away, pardon the pun. And I get asked about it all the time. You know, how do you lay these out so quick? Well, I mean, if you guys saw the video where I actually laid the card out, I've done that once or twice live. And if you get the chance to check that out, be sure and do, because I have what's called the 60-second torso, which is a technique that I developed to be able to speed draw and knock this stuff out, because if I fiddle around on these things too much, I will draw all day long and waste a stack of cards trying to get them kicked out. That's just a habit I picked up for expediency and execution so that I don't have to worry about that and don't have to trash a bunch of cards to do it and trash my comic pages to do it, because I lay out directly to the page in most cases. And I mean, I know if it's going to be high in detail, I tend to lean on my light table a lot and do them on 11 by 17 pages first. But I like to go raw because I get a lot better line out of it. So, just to let you guys see here, I'm going to kick this out real quick and give both cards everybody tuning in right now is going to be like, it's upside down. That's not Beast. What's wrong? Be flipping their monitor over and stuff. It's only happening on that card. Sorry, while I was working this morning, I was watching the Jerk on Netflix. I don't know if you guys know that one or not. It's a Steve Martin movie from the 70s. There's a sniper in the movie if you've never seen it, and he talks about the sniper shooting the oil cans in front of the gas station where he works. This guy's trying to kill him. It's crazy stuff. It's these cans. He hates these cans. My very weak impersonation of Steve Martin. Again, going to keep this very clean, very simple, so we don't go overkill with it. Because this is a very color codependent suit. I don't want to monkey it up too much. I'm gonna go ahead and black out that bottom of that pack, so it gives that. We'll leave it open for the reddish pink color. I've drawn this character a lot over the years, and I still don't know what to call that pink shade that this thing has. I get as close to it as possible when I draw him, but yeah. I've even asked Marvel editors and staff that I know, and they're like, I don't know, we have a number for it. It was a color that was created specifically for him. Well, I believe that wholeheartedly. Back when he was created, they used to still hand paint a lot of stuff, and I can just see them running out of a color and mixing up some kind of awkward pink to color and say, we want to go with pink because that's what we've got, and they would use whatever color they could in filling some of these things, and I could just see them mixing a raw pink and ending up with that color to his suit. That would be great. I'm into all that old stuff like that, the old trivia stuff. It cracks me up. It really does. Draw out some of that clavicle a little bit because it actually does show through him. It's like a unitard rather than a costume. So and there we go, we're back. Okay, had a little technical difficulty. I waited for you guys. Thank you very much for hanging out. So, you didn't miss anything. I was just rambling on there about the color scheme and a little bit of old school history about the comic stuff. Like I said, I study a lot of these characters because of that. So but anyway, we'll wrap this back up. I'm going to go ahead and put in these segments here. Because this is a close-up, I want to put in these segments and make sure everything matches. Because I want to be cool about it. Make sure everything's there. It was weird the way that Apocalypse changed his wings. But you guys will have to check out those old storylines for that. I'm not going to ruin it for you, because those are landmark stories as to how he became a horseman and all that. Go back and read those old comics. Figure it out. It's awesome stuff. Alright. There we go. We now have them both, folks. I appreciate it. Thanks for hanging with me. Hope you enjoyed it. Next time I'll try to post the vote a little quicker for you, so you'll have more time to do that, and hopefully Facebook will hold up and not drop me anymore. Take care. Bye.